This is a video of little baby Pipevine swallowtails. They were born, today is Friday, they were born on, well, they were hatched on, I think Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, I think Tuesday of this week. When they came out, they were 1 millimeter long. I don't remember where I put the ruler. I'm at my desk at school. I found another one in my desk. That's what that weird noise is. So here's I'm gonna get one of these little guys measured. Sorry. They don't really want to go straight when you're wanting to measure them, I'm noticing. I'm going to try one of those longer ones. This one, I would say, he's about 7, maybe 7 millimeters long now. They denuded this leaf. This was a leaf, a complete leaf this morning. A real tender one, to be fair. I'm going to show you. In here, I started keeping them in plastic bags because here's my rationale. When you go to the pet store and buy fish, they put them in plastic bags. When you buy crickets to feed your critters that eat crickets, they put them in plastic bags. So I put them in plastic bags. I try to keep the humidity down. This is the back of a t-shirt order poster. This is all frass. That's a fancy word for poop. I've looked at frass before, and it's little stacked up bits of undigested leaves. It looks like pages in a book, little round pages in a book. So here are their compadres. This is about 3 batches of eggs, and I put them on this other leaf. There are just lots of them. They had the tiniest little molt. There's one on my finger. Okay, let's see if I can focus in on my finger. You can easily lose them if you're not careful. I'm going to back off. That guy's trucking, isn't he? When they get scared, there's some little yellowish things that pop up behind their head. Sorry, my fingernails are terrible. Anyway, I'm going to put the stem. Seems to be the choicest, the most choice. I'm sorry. I'm going to put it. I've used pieces of paper towel to move them because they're so easy to squish. But the best spot, I think, is the stem. I'm not a good video maker when sorry. I'm going to focus on the caterpillar instead of the video. But I think the ones that get on the stems, they tend to grow faster. But I'm going to get these in the bag in a minute and put them on there. But some of these are just traveling everywhere. So I just let them walk on and I transfer them over. My little technique is just to let them walk onto the leaf or make them think it's a good idea to be on the leaf. Sometimes they have a little strand of silk they release. So that one I'm not tugging it. I just let it go and then it finally lets go. Here's another one. The leaves are really, they have a kind of fuzz to them. And the little caterpillars make a little silk. You know, if they fall, I guess they use that silk to keep them from falling all the way. But they're really, like you can see, they're just moving around. It's funny, you can see just the skeleton of that little leaf. And they're looking for the vine. I'm going to continue to make these, I'll continue to put these onto the good leaf. But they'll have it gone, I would say, by tomorrow. In here, right across from these, are some Monarch. I've used both hands. Monarch caterpillars. This is the underside of one. I don't know if I can focus. I can focus, but you can't really. So what they do when they go up on the sides, they are a lot of these are on the sides, and of course you're seeing through. Down here are some more leaves. I've got some frass down there, but they just eat till they get fat, super fat, and then they climb up on the sides and they shed their skin off. I mean, they just kind of wriggle out of it, and it makes like a little black. I can't focus on that one that's closest. But they're really cool. I'm trying not to handle them because I'm afraid. I feel like a responsibility for these guys because they're really having trouble focusing. I feel like they're kind of threatened. All their habitats gets mowed or bushwhacked, or not bushwhacked, bush hogged. They're just really a neat little thing, a neat little caterpillar. I might take off the lid. I'm trying to watch these other ones. They keep you busy, but so what I did, I planted some milkweed this year, and it made. So here's a couple. Maybe you can get a better view of them. Isn't that pretty? So they kind of just rest. I guess it's kind of an ordeal for them to molt. They've gone through about 2 instars while they're here. An instar is what they call every time they shed their skin. They just molt their entire skin. So they've had 2 instars. I'm going to measure one of them. These were very tiny when my nephew found them. They've gotten bigger. This one's not stretched out all the way. I'm not. I'm gonna have to do this upside down. Some of them I've been trying to do through the glass. So that's upside down. This isn't one of the larger ones. It's about 2 centimeters, a little bit bigger than 2 centimeters. Anyway, that's just kind of a neat thing. I have some bigger Pipevine swallow caterpillars nearby. These make that really beautiful black butterfly with the blue iridescence on the lower part of their wings when their wings are open. When their wings are closed, you'll see kind of white spots and yellow spots on their wings. They only eat the Dutchman's pipe. It's a heart-shaped leaf, and it's got a little, looks like a little pipe that hangs down with a flower. It's kind of a greenish flower, and it's all over the side of my house. So I have another kind of caterpillar that I often get. It's called a Gulf fritillaria. It gets on my passion vine. So this is a really neat project for the kids. They get to watch the development of these. They're really interested in it. They can, I mean, you can see their growth by the end of the day. It's pretty cool. But anyway, if you use a bag, try not to let it get too wet because they breathe through their sides. There's something called spiracles, and it kind of reminds me of air conditioning vents that are along the sides of their bodies, and they're all connected, and that's how insects breathe. And when these get bigger, I think I've got some videos where you can see them breathing like that. But they're very in the wild, the moms of these lay the eggs really close together, and they hang out together. It's called being gregarious. If you hang out with a lot of company, and they say they're very gregarious at first, and they start venturing out on their own. At my house, though, we have a problem of the lizards. They say these are poisonous, but I think the lizards make an exception. I don't think they're poisonous to these lizards. I don't even think they taste bad to them. But you can see them through there too. I think they just like them. I mean, they've eaten all my Pipevine swallowtails. At one time I had, dozens and dozens and dozens all along my siding, and they just all disappeared one day or 2 days, maybe 3. And they've also eaten all my wonderful riding spiders' egg sacs and some praying mantis egg sacs. I'm kind of mad at them. I used to have a lot of riding spiders. But anyway, that's, I guess, what happens. I'm going to finish cleaning this up. They're just pretty amazing. I'll let you just watch them for just a minute. They're just irresistible to those lizards, I guess. I want to see if I can see a molt in here amongst all this frass. There's little bits of web. Some of it was dangling down with little bits of web. I really can't see any. It's really kind of hard. It's kind of triangular shaped more. But you can see there's some webbing right in here with a silk. Anyway, before I lose any, I'm going to quit making a video and focus in a little bit on what I need to be doing.